Hey, you guys. Welcome back. I know I have not made a video in a long time. Please bear with me. It's just I've been having so many things going on, but trust me, I'm back and you got all of my attention. So I will be scheduling the days that I will start to sit down and put the things out. I know so far I got once a week, but pretty soon that's going to change. I'm not speaking too soon because I've been moving so much and I just know a lot of things has been happening and I don't want to make no promises that I can't keep. So, with this session, I just want to talk about increasing your motivation and determination. I feel like that is a really big point of today in time. The reason why I say that is because it's so much going on. I mean, from the wars to the music to the just everything. And I just feel like it should be encouraging you enough to make a life decision, to make life changes, because I know you're not happy with the decisions that you're in and have been in. And I know you want to fix them. I know you want to change because everybody's looking for change. Are you looking for change? Ask yourself, am I looking for change? And if you said yes, good. That means there's a spirit inside of you that's telling you to get busy, start moving, don't stop. So, as that, let me just fix that little piece. So, as that being said, and for the ones that don't have the motivation, find it. Think of a reason why. If you have a loved one that passed away, what would they want you to do? I know they don't want you to sit there and just mope around. That's not in you to just sit there and mope around. Was you doing it when they was here? I don't think so. How would that make them feel? Because I'm pretty sure you have other ones that's still here, that you still have to show that you are, you're still important to it and they are important to you. So I just want to bring that out and let's just get started so I don't say too much. Okay. So the first one is it's not who you are that's holding you back. It's who you are not that's holding you back. So I just want that to sink in. And I want you to just let your body feel what that means. It's not who you are that's holding you back. It's who you are not. The reason why I say that is if I was to take this piece of paper and ball it up, right? This is a lot of times what life has done to us. It crumbles you up, make you feel like you just have no purpose. Well, I can't write on this paper if it's balled up, it have no use. But when you find the growth to the when you find the push to want to grow within yourself and the courage to find out who you are and what you want to become, then it starts to become like this. It starts to open up, and as you start to figure yourself out more and more, you're just like, okay, well, last year I was like this, and then this year I'm like this. And as you just keep building your self confidence, your knowledge, and your reading, and just however many, then you just start to become usable. And that's the way I said. And I understand like we're not going to be perfect and straight as the regular paper was formed, but you are still useful. And at the end of the day, you can be used. So I'm bringing this just for analogy so you guys can understand what I'm saying. I want you guys to take this so serious. And I think I'm so calm with this right now. It's going to turn up as we get more and more detail, but I just want to make sure y'all understood what I was saying far as in with the paper. When we are so compressed and just stressed out and our bodies can't even function properly, it's not a good feeling. So the more we develop ourselves and read and I don't like spend as much money on yourself as possible, because one thing I tell anybody who knows me is knowledge is power and nobody can take that away from you. So it's not who you are that's holding you back. It's who you are not that's holding you back. So bring out whatever you always wanted to do. I mean, shoot, I don't believe in YOLO, but I always say that We were put down here, and it's not going to be a second chance. You know, stay positive, do what you need to do, and spread love, spread the word. But if he put many different crafts inside of you, or different things that you are good at, do it and figure out what suits you. Don't hold nothing back. So you can't control the situations, but you can control the way you're thinking. Yes, that's absolutely right. A lot of things is out of our control. You have a lot of different entities on people, and we don't know where people come from, where they're going. And a lot of times you don't want to know. So as that being said, think about the situation that you're in and figure out how can you handle it better, because your whole objective every day is how can I be better than I was the day prior. So as that being said, I hope that sinks in, because in order for you to be a better person, you have to fix you first. You have to do the work within you first. So you can't change unless you change first. So with myself, I always said that I don't want to pick up a lot of things like my relatives, and I picked up a lot of things like my relatives, but the negative things I did not want to carry. And I've looked at my dad's side and I looked at my mom's side, and I'm just like, okay, well, this is what I'm going to change, this is what I'm going to change. And I prayed on it, you know. And one thing about it is I can say a lot of things have turned around. And I'm thankful for that. And I don't take anything for granted. I thank him for the good things. I thank him for the bad things, because at the end of the day, if you understand the bad things, then you are thankful for the positive things that's going to come through those negatives. And a lot of negatives that come from lessons, and from those lessons you are taught the do's and the don'ts, and you understand, and it makes you a better person 9 times out of 10 if you're one of the people that learns from it. Now if you're not, I don't know. I just hope you don't have to bump your head a couple times more just to understand, because, oh goodness, that's not nice. So I have 5 triggers that I want to bring to the table to help change. Again, it helps you change. So we got to look at our actions. What do we need to fix? And what can we take and replace in a space of that? So, for instance, let's just say smoking. Okay. Me personally, I remember that when I needed to get off of it, what I did was, as soon as it hit my mind, I had to take off running out my house. And I remember, and it's funny, I'm trying to hold it in, but I remember I was like, okay, this is what I need to do. I was going to get a job. I can't remember what it was. But I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And I just need to stop smoking. And I remember at the time, I used to have these periods with cigarettes and so forth. It's like I would end up smoking it. And then I'll get like this bad taste. But I always said, when I get mad, oh, I need me a cigarette. Oh, I need to smoke. And when you start saying what you need to do, words are powerful. And so you feel like you need to do that, because you are programming your mind that you need to do something. So I said, you know what? If I can tell myself what I need to do and it was not healthy, well, what I'm going to do is whenever I get that urge, I'm just going to go ahead and start running. So I remember one day, one day I come home and I felt like I just wanted to smoke. And I just put on my shoes. The next thing, and it was a nice day outside too. I put on my shoes and I said, okay, soon as you close this door, your feet is going to take off running down those steps and just go. Oh my goodness. When I say I ran, I ran. So my neighbors, not knowing that they was paying attention to me, they was actually watching. And so as I'm coming back, one of my neighbors, he says, you ran real fast. You okay? I said, yeah, neighbor. And now I'm like slowing down, because now I'm walking and I got a big neighborhood. So next thing I know, he's like, well, you know what? I'm gonna have to do that with you. So, okay. Same day, different time, I take off running. And then my other neighbor say, well, I thought something was wrong with you. I didn't know. But I said, well, no, because I'm looking at the house. I don't see nothing wrong. So I said, no, neighbor, I just need to go run. So, but what I've noticed by just setting your mind to something, just to take away something else, when I got back, for one, it was not on my mind. For two, I couldn't even breathe. I was just like, oh, I was loving water at that moment. I didn't want nothing else but water. And I finally was like, this feel good. I like this feeling. And I really had to sit in that for a minute. Like, you know what? And I was happy. I said, you know what? We did it. I told myself we did it. So from now on, whenever I feel like I need a smoke break or something, and it was so weird because even at the job, when everybody going out to take smoke breaks and stuff like this, or just, vaping or something like this, like, you're like, dang, I used to be one of them. And you just look at them like, nope, I'm good. Why? Because you made a promise within yourself and you talked yourself out of something. Mind over matter is what I push. So your actions, make sure you switch up those actions, and you want to stay positive doing everything. It's nothing that you can't do. So stop telling yourself that it's nothing that you can't do, because if that's the world, light bulbs wouldn't be invented. What me and you talking on would not be invented. The lights, the everything would not be invented. So therefore, you could do whatever you put your mind to. It's just the actions that follow behind it. The people that you come across. Watch the people that you come across, because everybody does not have the pure intentions for you. Be that as it may. I don't care if it's your sister, your brother, your mom, your dad, your cousin, whoever it is. If you just so happen to come across them and pass knowledge by them, and their remarks, I apologize, I'm looking. Their remarks are negative, don't ever tell them anything else. Like, whatever you decide to do is none of their business. Because if they don't have the intentions for you the first go around, what makes you think that they're, let me grab this real fast so I don't be so sloppy in my BTA. So if they don't have the best intentions for you when you first tell them, don't tell them anything else, because that will definitely hinder what you have going on. It will mess up your flow, whether it's work, whether you're creating something, of whatever type. They will mess it up. So don't do that. Always make sure whoever you tell information, they're always positive for you. Again, always positive for you. The location, maybe sometimes you have to move. Maybe sometimes if you always go to a certain location, you don't need to go to that location. If you always go to a club, maybe you need to stop clubbing. The reason why, again, I say that, and I know a lot of y'all listening to this, y'all are clubbers because you feel like we worked a lot. I just want to treat myself. And there's nothing wrong with treating yourself. Go ahead and do so. I treat myself all the time because it makes you feel good. But there's always other ways of treating yourself. When I was younger, before I had my son, I stayed at a club every weekend. I stayed in the club, reggae clubs, any type of international clubs. I was there. Okay. So speaking of that, once I had my son, I'm like, I can't keep going clubbing like this. I got to switch things up, because I don't want it to be where he needs something and then I can't give it to him. And I'm looking at how other people around me, older than me, by the way, is still going out frequently to clubs. Instead of me going to clubs, I start figuring out other things to do. I started going to comedy shows. I start, and it was more relaxing. It was more, I can really enjoy myself. Like, I can feel like, oh my goodness, yes, like I am doing it. So by this being said, it's like you definitely have to uh, figure out what works for you. So, oh, it was going dead, so I had to make sure it was in. I apologize. So you have to make sure you figure out what works for you, because again, I've heard what works for you then is not going to work for you now, because this is something new that you have to um, transform into to get you into a higher level. Because when it comes down to life, life is not just one level, it's multiple levels in the universe. So that means there's multiple levels of thinking, there's multiple levels of doing things. What might work for this person may not work for you. So therefore, but that does not mean give up. That means figure out what works for you, because everybody works on things different. I know myself, I have a weird way of working. And if you was to talk to me, you probably like, oh goodness. But I love it, because that means it's only meant for me. Because that means I don't act like nobody. I don't try to become nobody. Like, I do whatever I please I want to do. I'm a free spirit. I'm a lovely spirit. And at the end of the day, I'm not ignorant by far. I'm very educated, you know. And so I just tell you, like, go for it. So location, location, location. Change as much as possible. If you want to become a business person, start taking yourself and putting yourself in those elements and those places, meeting those people. Who told you that they don't want to talk to you? Who told you you're not supposed to be there? If there's a will, there's a way. So again, I am standing firm on what I believe in, because I feel like this is the time. I want this message to reach many of ears as much as possible, because I don't care if you sat at home for 15 years, start cooking at home. I don't care if you got a little bit of space, start watching some kids at home. And then when you save up you some money, go out and take a trip. Go out and do a spa day. Go out and do something that really make a difference. And it's funny that I was saying this, because when I'm actually speaking about changing and switching up things, we was actually, I'm gonna speak about this for like 2 minutes and then I'm done. I'm gonna move on to what I was saying. We was actually, me and my family and I, we was actually talking about doing something for my mom. And I don't celebrate birthdays. And so they contacted me and said, hey, I was thinking that, well, mommy was thinking she wanted to do something for her birthday. And we know you don't do birthdays. So bam, bam, bam. So now me, I come in and I say, okay, well, if that's the case, well, how about we not call it a birthday party? Okay. Switch up the dates. So don't be around her birthday. And then instead of giving her birthday party, which everybody do, let's do something even more different. Let's make this one even better. For one, is not on her birthday, and I want to enjoy my mom. I would like to celebrate her. I mean, she's a fantastic mom. I appreciate everything that she has done for me, just by even bringing me here. I didn't understand a lot, and some things I still don't understand, but I do appreciate things. And as me being a mom, I'm starting to understand those things, a lot better. So I said, I do want to appreciate her, but I can't do it for the birthday. And some of my brothers got upset. Well, one of my brothers got upset. And basically, he was just like, wow, we got to change some stuff. Whoever don't celebrate certain stuff, they just don't need to come. It was just like, just crazy. And so when I finally talked to him, I basically told him, why can't we start our own things? I understand that we get 2 weeks off for Christmas. Some people, most people. And then, but why on the 25th we got to do something? We got the whole 2 weeks to enjoy each other. So why can't we do something different? So with birthdays, everybody do birthdays. But what changed after your birthday? Nothing. You still living life. This one, I wanted to do something even bigger. Why? Because we come from royalty. She has never been treated like royalty. And I know her children is growing and seeing bigger and better things. So we're in the starting of our careers and stuff like that. So I just took it upon myself. Well, hey, let's just show her something different, because again, she had all of us. So why not, think higher? That way, once we have this party, something to celebrate her, and it's not of a birthday, but is in a higher light of the woman she is, the children she had, just everything that she has accomplished in life. And with a birthday, you don't really get too much of that. It's okay, yeah, happy birthday, and it's that. So And just looking at just trying to switch up some things, and that was just the action that I was trying to take. So we got to a nice area where we can do something that it helps me because I'm not going against my belief, and she's getting what she wants. So just always change and try to compromise, but stand firm and see how that works for you. And you don't have to be nasty. There's no point. So, um, actions, people, location, time. Make sure you get better on time. I have gotten a lot better on time. I still need to get even more better with time as what I'm looking at it, but I have been meditating and that has been helping me a lot with time. So whatever I do, I tell all of my clients, all of my babes, go ahead and do so. When I say do something, trust me, I am not trying to do nothing to get myself in trouble, but what I am doing is I am a healer and I love to heal, so I have to connect within me. So I tell anybody, if you don't know how, I will start holding my meditation sessions. Y'all will find them on this page as well. So just be paying attention. And I will be putting a caption like meditation just so y'all can know. Emotional state. Your emotional state. Do not let no one. I please, if I could beg you, I will beg you, but he said don't beg. So I'm asking, please make sure that your emotional state of mind is pretty good. Exercise. I don't care if you have to listen to soft music. Listen to just different things just to make sure that your peace of mind is not tampered with. Because once your mind is tampered with, oh my goodness, it is a lot. I mean, a lot of work trying to get your peace of mind back. Trust me, that happened to me the 2 weeks when I was trying to come off the bus. I was like, oh my goodness, please. And I had to just think about it like, get your mind back. And I said, okay, let me get my mind back. And I had to take my mind back. I said, you are a coach, you are a speaker, you are strong, you are a mother, you are a role model, and a strong example of a brown skinned woman who stand firm, and you are very dedicated. And I said, okay. And then part of me said, oh, but it's so hard. And they trying to break me for these little past couple days. Another part said, they trying to break you, but you ain't broken. So that means get up and keep moving. And I said, okay, let me rethink. So I had to put everything back in me. So your state of mind, your emotional state is a very big tool. Mind over matter. So again, my 5 steps are your actions, the people around you, your locations, your time, and the emotional state of mind. Please make sure that those are keys for you guys. Conversion brings transformation. I think that is a fact because when I think about it, somebody can tell you as much information as possible and you can be listening, but you don't act upon it. So when you do get information and you act upon it, it makes a big difference on your inner being. Like, I'm not going to toot my own horn or anything, but when I start reading the Bible at age 13 by myself, okay, because my mother was not a big Bible reader, my dad was not a big Bible reader at all, and my brothers and sisters, they was just trying to figure out life. But it was all, I give all praises to my grandmother and all praises to the Most High for leading her my way and having a grandmother like her. So I took it upon myself to read the Bible. And I've noticed that as I'm reading, a lot of stuff for one it started to scare me. And I'm like, oh, I gotta make a change. And then for two, not that it just scared me, but it was like different emotions. It was scared, it was love, it was joy, it was peace, it was all them different type of emotions. But I started to act on it. And I started to, like, for instance, just crab legs and lobsters and shrimps. Oh my goodness. Like I said, I have half family that's one belief, the other half is this belief. So growing up, my mom used to do these big old seafood boils, and we used to go in. I mean, oh my goodness. And I'm just like, how can I get off this stuff? How can I get off this stuff? It's just so good. And then next thing I know, like the next following year, I'm like, okay, now it start to sink in my spirit. I'm like, okay, you shouldn't be eating this. You better get off of it. And then it's like, oh my goodness, it's so many of my mom kids. So we all just get together and just eat. And the way my mom do it, it was just so good. So next thing I know, um, that following year, I'm like, okay, you got to get off of it. And my conscience started to sink in. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, okay, Father, I'm going to get off of it. I'm going to get off of it. And I want to say like it took me I'll just say a couple years later to be on the safe side. But I remember when I did get off of it, everybody still was eating it. Everybody was still doing a lot of stuff. And everybody, you want some, just teasing. And the whole aroma would just go up my nose and it'll bring back so many memories. But for one, I had to put a stop action to that. Nope, that's not what I'm going to do. And so forth. So just speaking of that, by reading the Bible, I have noticed that you're not going to stop right then and there. But if you start to practice and you keep them in the back of your mind, conversion brings transformation. And that's what was happening to me from the age of, well, it was before that with my grandma. But when I took a hold of it with my little hands, I started reading at 13. So, by this being said, it was a lot of things that he did allow me to do, but I had to go back and change them because I started to learn more and more. And it just started sinking on my conscience too. And I'm like, I'm not playing with him. So, if he can do all this, what I'm reading about, let me go ahead and stop testing and. So that's what that's about. So I hope my journeys and my experiences is really helping you guys. That's the whole purpose while I'm here. I'm not just doing it just to do it. I'm actually here to help you guys because we need help. I would not be the woman that I am to not, to not help. Like that's is not is not in me. No, I have to help. Like I have to, I feel it in my spirit that I have to do more. So that's why I'm here. Um, I heard this, what I'm about to say, and I thought about it. And I said, dang, I have to say that this is true. And I want y'all to tell me what y'all think about what I'm about to say. Okay, so it says, reconstruction of a human mind is the biggest construction of the world. And then in parentheses, I put mind conditioning. Reconstruction of a human mind is the biggest construction of the world. I thought about that. I said, reconstruction of the human mind. That's absolutely true. They've been trying to figure out the human mind for as long as we probably been here. Okay, as long as like whatever beings have told them, like go ahead and do research and figure out, or this is the tools you need. And once they got this little tool, they've been digging ever since. Like, and then as I thought about it, I heard too that the Father have made the world, but he can't change humans' mind. And that's why he ended up doing the flood, because he was just so unpleased. So I said, the most powerful force on earth is the will of man. So the creator created everything in the world and created you and I, but still he gave us the control over the mind. We either have a reprobated mind or we rather obey. So I thought about that. I said, wow, that is deep. So it took me back to Adam and Eve. He told her not to do something, but her mind caused her to do it. So if your mind can cause you to do wrong, it actually can cause you to do very good in life. And it can actually cause you to think beyond the norm, to go outside the box, to create bigger and better things, you know? So why use your beautiful mind that is created with so much purpose and good and great and just so many things inside? Why use it for so much negative and bad and, or use it for nothing? Like, that's just a waste of a brain, if you ask me. So I don't think nobody should be brainless. I think that you should definitely just get out there and start doing whatever you feel. I don't care if you're 50 years old, even 50-year-old people. Okay? Get out there and do amazing things. Why? Because they put it to them. I got 50 more years left. So feel like if you 20, you got 80 more years left. 100 more years left. Think about it that way. But I'm not saying think about it to waste time. If you're going to waste time, look at it like you ain't got that long left. You got 5 years left and get as much done as possible. But what I'm basically saying is put it in your mind the way it works for you to make you push and not take forever. I have heard as well that you want to see, hear, and then think. And then that's the effect of the world. They see first, they hear first, and then they think. What do you do first? Do you see first, hear first, and think? Do you hear first, see first, and think? Or do you think first, hear first, and think? Or think it, see it, and then hear it? Me personally, I am spiritual. So I looked at it as two ways. The other ones I just crossed out so my mind don't even get confused. So this is how it came to me in my spirit. The world see it, they hear it, and then they think it. I got something to drink so you can actually let it sink in. I said, okay. So spiritual, I think it, I hear it, and then I see it. So I kind of thought about it two ways because I see both way. Like I say, um, I see things on both sides as a buyer and a seller, just to make things clear. So I look at things worldly and spiritual. So it's always a flip side to both. And that's how I stay reasonable. Okay, so with the world, I see things, I hear things, and then I think it. Well, look at the children. They see things, they hear things, and that's what they think as to what they become. In a spiritual sense, I think things, I hear things, and then I see them. And so when I look at it that way, even with reading your Bible or whatever spiritual guidance that you have to the connection of our spiritual powers. Okay, so I think it, I hear it, and then I see it. Meaning, now I think about things that come into, you think about things that come into your spirit, and you don't know quite if it's right or wrong. But the next thing you know, you hear a confirmation of it, either whether it's somebody coming to you, you hear it on TV, something like that. And then next thing you know, you see it being played out. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all, but it made sense to me. And I told you I have my own weird way of thinking, but I hope y'all catch what I'm saying. So I kind of thought about that because I'm like, okay, so which one, you know, would you like to see things, then hear them, then think about it? Because from my understanding, don't trust your sight, walk by faith. And then when I'm like, do I think something, hear something, then see it? I'm like, okay, faith is something that you can't see, but it's something that you hope for, you know. So I'm like, okay, that's in your mind. And then I'm like, and then I hear something. I'm like, whether it's accurate or not. And then next thing I see it. So I'm like, I kind of look at those things just to maybe it worked for y'all, but it works for me, and that's what I thought about it. So maybe y'all can just let me know what y'all think about it. Um, believe what you can do. Know it's possible. Without a try, there's no possibility. I actually thought about that today. And I said, you know what? It's somebody that need to hear that. Because if you don't believe that you can do it and you don't try, then you didn't even make it possible. And if you don't make something possible, how are you going to know if you could do it or not? It's not even a thought, like you didn't even try. So I want you to stop thinking of the things that's not possible and think of the things that are possible. Why? Because you have a lot of people that's saying what they can't do. But then you have a lot of people that's doing a lot of things because they said, hold up, why am I listening to people tell me what I can't do instead of just going for what I can do? It don't make sense. So be that as it may, I'm just letting y'all know, go for whatever you feel like you need to go for. Because at the end of the day, like how much time we got left, y'all see what's going on here. I'm not about to fake and flex, act like it's not going on here. It's a lot going on here. So just letting y'all know, make it the best time that y'all can make it while y'all are here. Okay? Don't let nobody stop. Don't let nobody hold you back. And don't let all this madness get to you. Like, make the best of it. We are able to make our lives the way we want it to be. So, shoot, let me tell you something. I heard failure way to success. Be the best you can be. Don't let nobody stop you. Be unstoppable. What next to lose? What can you think will happen next? What will happen next? What do you have control over? So I think about a lot of these things, and it just makes me just like, you know what? Well, now I can control the money that I'm bringing in. If I want to make more, I can make more. And it's not due to nobody but myself. I can make sure whatever school my son is going to go to when we do homeschool, he will be doing that because I am going to travel. So it's like so many things that I am taking the control of myself doing. And that's why I say with those five elements that I told y'all earlier, y'all have to make y'all life the way y'all want it to be. Because depending on what the world is going through, what the world is feeling, or what the world say, you are not going to get anywhere. So please, by all means, if you make jewelry, if you make clothes, if you make perfume, if you make toothpaste, whatever you decide to do, if you like to read books, if you like to teach, come out with your own institutions. It doesn't even matter. Start a program where you teach people how to create books. Do whatever you need to do because focusing on the system is not going to help focus on your system. And that's what, excuse me. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. It is no joke out here, but you can make it a lovely thing. And you could joke about whatever you want to joke about. Why? Because at the end of the day, you doing what you have to do. Life is serious to people who take it serious. You know what's serious to you. You know what goals, you know what dreams, and you know whatever ever you want to do is right there. So therefore, you don't let nobody stop you. So believe what you can do, knowing it is possible. Without a try, it's not possible. Shortcuts and success leads to trouble. If y'all see what's going on in the world, everybody who's trying to take a shortcut in the world, in whatever industry that you're in, if you're not learning, if you're not being patient, you're not studying to show self improvement, to do whatever it is you have to do, a shortcut is not the best idea. That's where you get yourself cut up in crazy old contracts, things that you can't get out of. You might have to do things that you don't want to do, whatever it may be. Why? Because your mental is thinking about the quick money when you don't have knowledge behind the industry that you're going into or that you do want to go into. So I know when I first started my cleaning business, Naiva's Janitorial. Go ahead and Google me. Check me out. Appreciate your kindness. Naiva with two A's. When I first went in, I didn't know anything about pricing for different type of cleans. So I went in and I gave estimates for what I thought was reasonable. And believe it or not, I hit things on the head. So I can say, and a lot of companies did not want to give their prices. They didn't. A lot of people wouldn't tell you a lot of things. You have to really do research and find out, who's going to do this, who will help me. And it takes time, it takes years. So first, when people say, oh, it's going to take you 10 years to start a company, I said that is long. But no, it's so much you have to learn. And if you try to beat around that, you are not doing yourself any favors. Trust me, it's not going to look good, because the same things that you had to do from starting, whether anything may happen, you're going to have to go back to square one. And you want to know what it is that you're doing. You want to feel comfortable. You want to feel confident. So be easy, be patient, enjoy the journey, be happy that you have a journey to experience. Okay, because a lot of people they don't have anything. They sit at home and don't have goals. They don't want to do anything. You just like, oh goodness, to the point you don't even want to be around them. So no, enjoy the journey, enjoy the process, and explore. Explore many different things, because all you doing is sitting back to learn. Since I've graduated, I have got back in school. And no matter where you are in life, you're gonna always feel like you can't do something. You're not confident in something. But if you go back and listen to the stories of these other people that failed not confident, it makes you feel like, no, I can do it. Well, we all human. But when you start to talk yourself out of those things and find other like-minded people like yourself, it's gonna help you a whole lot, a whole lot. So that's all that I'm gonna say today. I hope that whatever I said is stuck, is stuck, is stuck. I hope you do the work. Please trust me, we need you. We need more people out here doing the work, because it's so many people that's trying to stop the work. So I wish you guys the best in your success. I wish you the best with the push to get started. I wish you just all the love, happiness, and peace, from our creator, to tell you just go ahead and do so. I'm here, whatever you need, you guys. Again, you guys got the number. Trust me, I am here, hands up and hands down. Just give me a call, reach out, send me a text. It doesn't even matter. And again, I wanted to let you guys know that this is something very serious to me. This is part one. So of course, like I wanted to calm down the bubbliness and just really like get y'all to understand. I didn't want to be bubble. I didn't want to be too overly excited throughout. I normally do, because this is something that I've been hearing, I've been seeing, and I'm just like, I have to make something, based upon this. And I want to say I have like 4 different parts to this one right here. So stay tuned. Remember, I am the best life coach around. I don't know what's going on with my voice right now. I keep on drinking something. It's funny because I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like this little It needs to stop because every time I record, it just, I'm not stage frightened. I'm not camera frightened. Okay. I don't know what this is. I'm confident, you know, but I want to tell you guys, I really appreciate you. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. I got to make sure I start saying that more. Stop what you're doing right now. Pause me, like, share, subscribe. I will love it if you guys do. And be looking for part 2, 3, and 4 to this because I'm not finished. I have a lot to talk about, and we'll get back to that. So I want to tell you guys, have a great day. Have a great night. I don't know what time of day you are around the world. I hope you all just love me, listen to me, subscribe, and share. And then just come back and see me again. So have a great day and have a great night, you guys.